So, welcome to Past, Present, Future, the Full Circle podcast. On this podcast, we will be speaking to artists, managers, label owners, stylists, really anyone involved within the UK music and rap industry. The aim is to give you a full circle overview on their life, their past, their present, and obviously their future. Yeah, let's get into it. So, past, present, future. Yeah, I'm really excited. I always am, but especially today. So here with Zion Foster. So I'll give you the opportunity to introduce yourself shortly, but I just want to say, it's been natural to get here. Obviously, I'm a fan of your music. I put out there how appreciative I am of your music. You come back and then kind of just naturally we've connected and that's why we're here today. So I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. Yeah, so I just wanted to extend those thanks before getting into it. But yeah, as I always do, it'd be great to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and then we can go through that past, present, future journey.
No, I appreciate that. What's going on, everyone? My name's Zion Foster. I'm an R&B singer. My parents are from Nigeria, but I was born in London, yeah. We're just trying to spread positive energy all the time.
For sure. I always like to start at the very beginning. So you grew up in South London, like you say, and I do want to get into that, but what we just spoke about off camera has kind of remolded my thinking. So I wanted to initially ask you, what is your definition, or I guess your thought process on the past as a concept?
So for me, I see the past as where you've been and what you've gone through. And for me, I use the past as something to learn from and something to kind of guide my decision making and my forward planning for the future. But it's not something I dwell on too much. It's something I just try and use as like a tool. Yeah.
Well, let's use it as a tool then. You said within the beginning bit of that answer that it's who you are, where you've been, what you've learned from it, that sort of thing. So where you've been is obviously South London. So what were your experiences like specifically growing up in South London in your youth?
I feel like growing up in my environment, I was like, me and I think most people around me was kind of raised on survival. Like it was, I wouldn't say dog eat dog because that just sounds literally like dog eat dog, but the way we was kind of trained to think from even our families and school and the local environment, it kind of feel like it forced us to not care about anyone. And it forced us to only care about how we're going to eat tomorrow. So that's why I would say, yeah, that's what I'd say.
You said specifically care about how we're going to eat. So it actually plays in perfectly to the first lyric that I wanted to not sing out, but to recite. So the lyric within Been Through, which I think is really poignant now specifically, but there's kind of a couple of points to this which I wanted to go into. So you say, Dad left when I was young, my mum worked overtime so we could eat. So there's kind of 2 points there, but specifically on the dad part, what was the situation there?
More or less, I've kind of grown up an only child my whole life. The only memory I have of my biological father is what my mum tells me. I don't really have any picture. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know who he is. So I've always been in an environment where my mum, she shaped everything. She taught me everything. So yeah, Dad left when I was young. My mum worked overtime so we could eat. Like, I think Dave said it before, but it's facts. Like, ordering Domino's was luxury. Like, that was like a celebration. Do you know what I mean? So the kind of things that, it's mad still. Like, I feel like my mum really had to sacrifice a lot for me to have a chance in her, maybe her eyes, and that's just the way I've perceived it now growing up. I feel like my mum sacrificed a lot of her own freedom and her own dreams and her own aspirations and her own choices that she could have made for herself. She sacrificed them to give me the chance to be free. It's mad when you think about it.
And how much more motivation does that give you with, I guess, her sacrifices at the back of your mind,
Mm.
how much more motivation does that give you to be the person you are today and to succeed?
Can't lie, it's like a major pillar of why I do what I do today. More or less everything, like even when I go through my hardship, I always remember that my success is not only for me, it's for my mum, it's for everyone really around me who's invested time, invested knowledge, invested everything that they have attainable to them. I feel like my success is, I have to be successful for them. So they haven't wasted their time and their energy. Do you know what I mean?
I guess there's like two sides to that, isn't there? Because it's like, it's great because it gives you the fire to succeed. But at the same time, it must also enhance the pressure as well.
Exactly.
So how much pressure do you feel?
I feel a lot of pressure, and that's where it kind of all comes back to being raised on survival, because it's kind of like, it gets to a point where you feel like if you can't carry on, then it's like almost like you're killing yourself, you know what I mean? Like you really want to keep going and keep going and keep going, but in that moment it might just not be that time for you to go, or it might not be that time for you to write that song. But because of all the pressure that you put on yourself, it's like, I need to make this song now, and I need a hit now, or I need this now. And when you start getting into that process, it kills you slowly. So that's where it comes back to being raised on survival. I feel like, yeah, it gave me drive and it made me hungry and all of that, but I definitely lost a lot of
Patience, maybe?
Yeah, like I don't feel like I was a kid. I don't feel like I was a human. It's only now that I'm starting to really feel like a human. I'm actually starting to, like, sometimes it could be as stupid as this, like I'll be showering and I don't even realize I'm showering. I'm just in my head. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not processing, washing my body, and I'm just thinking. And that's when you get into the stage of, it all just ties in. I don't know, it's mad though.
It is mad. And you said so only now you're starting to feel human, as you put it. So what does feeling unhuman in the past look like?
It looks like a robot. It looks like a system. It looks manufactured. It looks fake. Yeah. Literally.
Fake. Do you feel you fully processed that now? That feeling of fake nature in the past?
I feel like I've been exposed to it, but I feel like there's a lot more to learn. And I feel like it's bigger than words. It goes so deep, so far back in generations that I never think I'll really be able to fully process it. But I'm aware of it, so I can make the changes within my arsenal of things that I have to start making slow transitions. So maybe not me, but the generation after me, or maybe the generation after that generation, have a better chance of actually being human. That's the best way I could put it.
No, it's a very good answer. It's a very good answer. I just wanted to kind of draw that out, as I think it's a really powerful point, and I'm glad that you could express it. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm thinking a little bit more about, so the pressure. Obviously, we spoke about the motivation for your mum making sacrifices, but also the pressure. And there's kind of another lyric. I don't think I need to read it out. So I think you say, spent my savings in LA trying to make it. So obviously you've got the pressure, which we've spoken about, which is your mum making sacrifices. And then you're almost enhancing, ramping up that pressure, spending your savings in LA. So I wanted to, first of all, obviously all I know about that is the lyrics. So I've got like a vision in my mind of what you're doing in LA, but what does that situation look like, and how hard was that?
That's not, like, I feel like a lot of people got that confused with I was just there blowing money. It wasn't so much about me blowing money, it was more about just me investing till I have nothing. Like, I'm investing everything in being bigger to the point where I invest till I have nothing.
Mm.
That's more what I was trying to get across there. So it's kind of like, if I've got a certain amount of money or whatever, I'll put all that money on ads, this, that, promo, the studio time, paying producers, to the point where I don't even know if I'm going to eat tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, like, spend my savings in LA trying to make it. When I came back, like, I really had to face it. Like, came back, like, I don't know, like, I don't know what to do. Luckily, I've got my mum who's going to cook for me and this, and I can move around. But when you look at the damage done and you look at what I'm sacrificing to get more, it's just...
You said damage done. What was the damage done?
Wait, say that again?
You said look at the damage done, so I'm guessing you're talking
financially.
Financially,
Yeah.
What was the damage?
I spent at least, like, in LA, in 2 months, it was roughly about 15K, literally. And this was a time where I literally just got out of a major label situation, and I was literally to myself, like, because it just didn't go to plan with them. So I got out the deal, and this was like the last money basically to close out my deal that they sent me. Literally just... But luckily, when I was in LA, I got another deal. So it wasn't the end of the end, but it was the end of the beginning.
You reference labels within the project.
A lot.
I think mainly expressing, like, not necessarily discomfort, but potentially negative situations in the past that you've been through with majors, I think you say. So I wondered, like, from your perspective, what you think the benefits are of having backing from a label and also the independent route. Because I think it's a big conversation at the moment, and rightly so. So for someone that's been through it, what's your opinion on that situation?
I feel like, listen, I'm not gonna say majors are bad, but I feel like music is art, and label systemizes it. They try and turn it into black and white. Music's not black and white. Music's not that simple. And I feel like the problem with majors is they make it out like they are the key. They're not the key. The artist is the key. The song, that artist put in their hard work, talking about their experiences, talking about their life, about where they come from, about how their dad got shot and this and whatever happened. That artist putting his pain or his feeling or his reality into the song, that is the magic. All you have is the tools to get that magic seen by millions of people. And that's what I think is the most important thing to know about the conversation between being in the major and being independent, because nowadays we have so many outlets that you can get seen. So do we need them to get seen still? Is it worth what we're sacrificing? Are they giving us good enough deals that it makes sense for us to let them get us seen? Or shall we just go and post our video on TikTok for free and keep 100% of our royalties? Do you know what I mean? Not to say that, not to say TikTok is the way and that's the answer, but right now it's working for people. So I think these are the questions that need to get weighed up when it comes to majors and independent. But I'm not against it. I'm not against majors. Even now, I'll probably sign to a major, but with the knowledge I have now, I'll go for a different deal and I'll use them for different things.
Like what?
Like, I'll go to a major and just do a single. I'll tell them, yo, I need Michael Jackson sample cleared. They have the power to do that. That's what they can do. But they can't. I'm not going to go to them with a project that I care deeply about and say, yo, I just need them for what they can give to me. And I feel like they make it out like they can give everything, but when you actually get in the building with them, they can't give you anything unless, do you know what I mean? Unless you kind of got it yourself and they can amplify it. Yeah, I can't lie. I'd use them just for like sample clearances, like big ones, like out of budget, ridiculous features, just stuff that I, like physically for me in South London, unattainable. That's yeah.
It sounds like you've learnt a lot though, which I guess it's important, the hardships that you go through, right, to learn from them and then to put them into practice, which is like what you were saying with the past. So, I mean, in general, in the past, what would you say is like the biggest lesson that you've learned throughout that journey?
The biggest lesson I've learned from my past is, it sounds so mad, but the biggest lesson I've learned from my past is don't worry about it.
I think that's easy to say, isn't it? But it's hard to put into practice.
It is, exactly. But I believe our mind is like almost like the internet. Our past is stored there. And when the moment comes in the present or in the future that, for example, I don't need to think about every single night, oh my God, I made such a bad decision with record labels and this and that, and or the way I spoke yesterday was so bad and this, because I truly believe that I've gone through that. And now if I am presented that same opportunity or that same situation in the present or the future, I'm gonna already have the knowledge. And I trust that my mind is already gonna know how to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? That's why I say it's so easy to get lost in the past and haunted by the past every day. Like you can't sleep, you're thinking about how much you done wrong. Instead of thinking about how much you done right, or thinking about, at least I know now what I done wrong. So now when it happens again, I'm not gonna make that mistake again. And yeah, at least you grow. Because that's human. That's real. Growth. When we're young, when we're babies and we learn to walk and we learn to this and we get taller, and that's natural, that's human. And the system tries to eliminate the process of learning. How are we gonna grow? How are we gonna get better? So I feel like it's very important that you learn, and learning should be fun. Learning should be a free environment. Learning should be a happy, a positive environment. You should, like, when we was younger and we was running around and like play fighting, we used to love it. Like when we was playing football and someone would take us out, we used to love it. We'd get up, when we'd fall off our bikes, we used to love it. We'd get up and we'd be stronger and we wouldn't fall again because we learned and we enjoyed the process. So we wasn't too scared to get back on the field or get back on the bike. So I just look at that and I just adapt that to my life now, and I'm happy I went through that. Because now I'm not scared to go through that again. And I know if I am in that position, I'll make a better decision. So yeah, don't worry about your past.
It's a powerful message. And I guess what you're saying there is potentially don't even worry about your trauma as well, which is actually something that I wanted to come on to just as a result, again, of a lyric. And it's interesting tying it into what we discussed earlier with going over to LA and the clear self-belief that you must have had to go over there and to spend the last bit of your money that you got from the label on trying to elevate yourself further. So ultimately that self-belief to me is kind of contradicted by this lyric, if I'm being completely transparent with you. And the lyric is where you say, I got trauma, let me find it, I'll burn it. Looking in the mirror, man, I'm feeling like I'm worthless. What's the context behind that lyric?
Say that lyric again, please. Sorry.
On the spot now.
On the spot now, still.
I got trauma.
Let me find it, I'll burn it. Looking in the mirror, man, I'm feeling like I'm worthless. Yeah, so that's just about, when I say don't worry about it, I mean, of course, it's there, it exists, but it's not to be dwelled on, but it's a tool, as I said earlier. So you use your past as a tool. So I got trauma, let me find it, I'll burn it. I use my trauma and my past to suck like that experience. Do you know what I mean?
I guess even saying like, I'll burn it, like fuel to the fire to
just
elevate.
Like it's nothing. It's disposable. My trauma's, it's not real. It doesn't exist. It's my trauma. What I think of that moment. But if I tell someone else what I went through, they might tell me, "You're so lucky you went through that," or "This is a blessing," or I'll tell someone, you know what I mean? So I'm basically just saying like, my like look in the mirror. What was I saying? What was the line again?
I got trauma.
Let me find it. I'll burn it. Yeah, so I'm basically saying like, let me go back into my past. Let me find my trauma. I'll show you. I'll burn it. It's disposable. It's nothing. But looking in the mirror, man, I'm feeling like I'm worthless because that's facts. Like I'm looking in the mirror and I'm thinking.
How recently did you feel like that?
Oh. To be honest, it's been a while still. Thank God, it's been a while. But it comes and it goes, you know what I mean? I think it comes and it goes, but the main thing is about, I think the problem with like that line there, like I should have really said it deeper, but what I really was trying to say was I used to dwell on the feeling of looking in the mirror and feeling worthless. Like if I look in the mirror and I feel worthless, that's what I'd think for the whole day. And every little action of what I do would be worthless. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I wouldn't say I want to eliminate that because that's just natural. Everyone is going to feel how they're going to feel, but I want to be able to feel worthless maybe when I wake up because of something, then get in the shower and feel so refreshed and that thought is completely gone, and then eat food and be so happy that my mum is here and give my mum a big hug and say, wow, I'm so grateful. But when I start my day, like before when I'd feel worthless, that's it. My coming out the shower, I'm like still feeling worthless. And my mum's cooked food for me, breakfast, and I'm now giving her attitude, saying this and that because I'm feeling like I'm worthless. And I'm not appreciating the moment I'm in. I'm not appreciating the fact that I've got running water. I'm not appreciating the fact that my mum's just stood on her feet and cooked for me. And do you know what I mean? It's more about me dwelling on the fact that those feelings and those times. That's why I say, don't don't something in the past. I forgot the word.
Don't dwell on it.
Don't dwell on it. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Quick one. We work with a lot of up-and-coming urban artists across the UK who are seeking press assistance, radio airtime, creative marketing solutions, and really all-round artist development within an industry that is constantly evolving. Which is why when we had the opportunity to partner with the 1994 Collective on this podcast, it made perfect sense. So to any aspiring artists that are seeking commercial success, please do get in contact with the 1994 Collective and let them know we sent you. No, it's good. And thank you for the transparency as well, because it's a deep topic. So being so open, honest and articulate on it is really impressive. And thank you for blessing essentially us with the lessons and appreciate it. All of this is obviously expressed over R&B. So I wanted to speak to you from like maybe a frustration perspective, but why do you feel particularly in the UK that R&B is not appreciated?
I just think that UK's followers, innit? And it's not the trend. That's the bottom line of it. Like, even if you look at the natural culture of our people, like just walking around the culture of the UK, like everyone just copies everyone. So reality is until it's cool, someone just does R&B and everyone starts saying this is cool, that's when everyone's going to say it's cool. It's crazy as that sounds, but that's just what I think. I've come to that realization.
And how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel happy because I know now. I know that it's not me. I know that I'm not rubbish. I know that, do you know what I mean? I know that this, I know that. So it's just, I just feel like people, especially like, because I've traveled quite a lot and I've really got to see self-expression. I've got to see people who actually don't care. There are people who actually genuinely do not care about anything. They can literally walk down the street naked. Everyone could be beeping the cars and then they'll just be just walking like nothing's happened. And
is that how you aspire to be?
No, not that crazy, but I think there's a there's a level of peace there, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how content you have to be to not care like that? So I'd just say, regarding R&B, people will soon realize because it's slowly transitioning and people are slowly starting to listen to it more and I'm hearing it more in playlists and radio, starting to go back to the old school songs and play them more frequently. I think it's coming back still. Not gonna lie.
Fingers crossed. I agree though. I agree.
I think it's about time. I'm tired of seeing girls vibing to drill, man. Doesn't look natural to me. They need to be doing like slow wine, just nice vibes, like just looking cute. Like, they're just it's headache, bro.
Oh God! But within that recent answer, you spoke about peace, specifically, and I guess peace, contentment, happiness, all these emotions that we strive to feel all the time are more often than not found within the present moment. So to transition into the present, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you. I'm great.
And what are you working on?
Right now, I'm just working on trying to articulate this answer properly.
That's a good answer in itself.
Yeah, that's what I was doing back then. Yeah, but I'm not really working on anything right now. I feel free. I'm just talking.
And Hood Love is obviously, I would say it's the present, right? Well, all music is in the present. But Hood Love specifically, how have you found the reception?
Yeah, proper good, like refreshing and motivational. Yeah, motivational, and also the perfect step for what's to come. I feel like that's what Hood Love really is. It's really opened people's eyes to who I am and what I believe in. So, yeah.
It's a good answer. And from my perspective, and obviously I'm a fan, I've listened to it many times, but ultimately I just wanted to ask, because a lot of the questions are clearly about love. Some of them from a positive standpoint, some of them from a not so positive standpoint. And specifically one thing that kind of sticks out in my mind is the admiration that you feel and have for your mum has potentially got in the way of relationships or such and things like that. So I wondered how much harder it is for you to enter into a relationship with someone when you have the image of your mum who is obviously giving you the world in the back of your mind.
That's where I would say comes back to the whole like feeling of being raised on survival. Made me feel like as I meet people and I discover things, I realize that there's another way to think, and there's another thing to devote your life to, rather than being the biggest and being the best. Because I feel like my mum raised me in that way, which was beautiful and gave me everything, and I'm so grateful to her. But that made me. It had an effect on me where it was like I then, as you said earlier, I was talking about the pressure. So now I just feel like there's so much space and so much more for me to learn just about being me. And yeah, I need to be, and I believe that I need to reach my full potential, but my full potential doesn't necessarily need to be financial. My full potential doesn't necessarily need to be driving the best car or going everywhere. My full potential maybe is how much can I give back? How many hugs can I give a day? Do you know what I mean? And that's what I've kind of started to tap into now. So now I'm more, instead of being led by like having to survive and having to do this, I'm more led by just my smaller circle. Like, how can I make sure this conversation, we get the most out of each other that we can? How can I make sure before my girl goes to sleep, she feels happy? Do you know what I mean? How can I make sure my bro over there, before he goes out to his show, he's in the best positive mindset to make sure he's going to show that down? Because at the end of the day, if broski over there wins, what's going to happen? He's going to say, yo, Zed, man's got our next thing here, blah, 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 come and open up. Do you know what I mean? That's how the world should move. But it don't really move like that.
I was going to say, you said is how the world should move, should being the operative word. So why doesn't it move like that?
I feel like it comes back to like everyone's just selfish, everything's dog eat dog, and you find there's the 1% that exists. And me and bro actually spoke about this. There is the 1% that exists within the industry that, and within just humans in general, that when you meet them, you know. Like, you just know.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain people that I just meet and I just know, nah, that's bro. Like, not just because there's bro, oh, my bro, because that's what you have to say, innit? But then there's my bro, like
real life.
Real life, like, you know what I mean?
Sorry for interrupting. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think, innit? So that's why I think it should be like that, because if it was like that, then everything that's real would get to the top. But right now, everyone who's kind of faking it is, do you know what I mean? They're able to slip their way through. But when you meet the person who knows, trust me, it happens so often, yeah, that there's like a whole room of people and it's just that one brother you meet or that one girl you meet and it's just like, I know you know. And they're like, I know you know. And then from there, you're like friends forever. Literally, what was he saying? It's been 6 years. You're just like friends forever. I don't know, it's mad.
I think it goes back to what you were saying about the opportunities. So if everyone that's real supports everyone that's real, everyone wins, which creates more opportunities, which lets more people in turn. So it's compounding.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's a very good answer. And yeah, I appreciate, again, the extent to what you're giving. So the insight is incredible. So
of course.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask you similarly to, as I did actually on the past, and I think you gave a great answer there. So to tie up the present, what does the word present mean to you?
Present is now. Present is all that matters to me. Present is what you should be fully focused on, because that's the only thing you can control. Like, if 5 seconds I gave a bad answer, it's only right now that I can give a good one. I can't change that 5 seconds. So only focus on what you can do right at that minute, at that exact millisecond. That's what I'd say.
It's a great answer, so you don't need to worry about going back. But within a previous answer, you said I haven't reached my full potential. So to move into the future, what does Zion Foster's full potential look like?
Kanye West. No, I'm joking. Now, my full potential, I want to be free, man. I want to be free, and I want the next generation to be free as well. I feel like we came up with too much rules and regulations, and it's happening. I'm seeing it happen in, like, I've traveled to Africa. I'm seeing, like, music out there is different. There's no rules. There's no regulations. There's no nothing. You go to Africa, you could do whatever you want. Your song will be made. That's why they're moving quick out there. It's quick. It's not long. The system here makes it long. But out there, it's quick. When the man them are in the ends and that doing the drill videos with nothing, it's quick. When the man were coming up off grime and that, it was quick. It's now only because it's so systemized and this and that, it just starts getting long. All of a sudden now you need to call this person to call that person and clear that budget because that is that. But no, it's not that. It's not like that. It's simple. It should just be, I've got a song. I need a creative to film a visual. I need it now on this place and that place. And it should just be bang, bang, bang. One day, everything's done. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like we need more freedom. Music is art. I want to be free. I want to do whatever I want to do, and I want to tell my story to the world. And whoever wants to listen to me, they should be free to listen to me. They shouldn't be having to be like manipulated by the latest trends or manipulated by what their friends are doing, or everyone should have their own identity. And we should all be able to be in this room here today, as we probably all are looking at everyone. I should be able to tell you, yo, bro, I listen to rock and that's what I love. You should be able to tell me, yo, bro, like, can't lie, like, I listen to Barbie girls. And I should say, yeah, bro, you're cold for that, you know? And we should have that respect. Everyone should have that, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm trying to achieve for myself and my kids and the people around me. I just want everyone to feel free. I don't want anyone to come into my space and feel like, and I don't want to go into anyone else's space and feel like I can't be myself. I want to be able to tell everyone, yo, I do R&B, bro. I'm a singer. And over time, it started to happen. But as I was younger, like, people used to hate me for singing. Used to get bullied, used to get, oh, this, are you a girl? Your voice is like a girl. All of this stuff. Yeah, when you was young in school and that, of course. But now, it's slowly transitioning. I go into the room and say I do R&B. I got gangsters telling me, yo, tell me how to sing, bro. Like, you must get all the girls. It's changing slowly, but you have to change yourself. It starts from within. So me, my future is free, bro.
I'm a singer. I ain't a rapper.
Yeah, literally, exactly.
That's it.
I'm a singer, I ain't a rap, but then on the song I'm rapping, bro. That's how mad it is, bro.
Oh God, that's funny. That's funny. I wanted to ask you actually, and it's interesting. So you spoke about like, look, my future, my full potential is free. It's freedom. That's the word that you used. So obviously you've got money as my best friend, and within your ideal future that you've just described to me, materialistic things, money is not within there at all. So
it's a good question still.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Kind of don't really have an answer right now, but I feel like as of now in the current system we're in, money is my best friend. Money is what kind of makes things move. Kind of gets me out of the country. It gets me here. It gets me to eat what I want to eat. Do you know what I mean? Without money, I couldn't really. Whether it's my money or someone else's money. Or I meet every single person somehow.
How accurate would you say it is for me to say that your best friend, you could be in a room alone with them and you'd have a great time?
Accurate.
If money is your best friend and you went into a room and you had no one else but just money, how would you feel?
Depressed. It's true. It's true, bro.
How long ago did you write the song?
Probably about, when did it drop? March. Probably about December, January.
What kind of mindset do you think you were in at the time of writing?
It's probably... It's trapped, isn't it? Probably.
Funnily enough,
literally,
it's one of my favourite songs on the on the project.
But trapped still, but obviously that's what I'm saying. But definitely, like, even when I listen to it, like, I can't lie, she said it to me still. When I first made it, she was like, well, I'm meant to be your best friend. And I was like, yeah, true, but I was like, yeah, true, but just not right now. It's not going to make sense. Don't know why. But, yeah, no, it's facts. Yeah. It's true. Like, it's definitely something I want to grow from. That's what I would say.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm just being open with you. I wouldn't be me if I didn't bring those two things up and say I think they're contradictory. And one thing that I kind of pride myself on is being open with my guests, and I appreciate you being the same with me. So thank you. To tie things up, as I think it's been an incredible conversation, and I want to thank you personally for that. But in terms of legacy for you, how important is it for you to leave a legacy, to finish up there?
I've never really thought about it because I feel like legacy comes naturally. I don't feel like you could force a legacy. It's like, and the people who really made an impact, like the Nelson Mandelas, I don't think they were thinking about, I want to leave this legacy. They must have just been thinking, I want to do something for my people. I want to, do you know what I mean? I want to end this, or this is what I'm fighting for. So for me, I'm not trying to leave a legacy. That's not what I'm focusing on. I'm just trying to focus on being the best person I can be today, and eventually, God willing, that will become my legacy.
You say focus on being the best person you can be today, and you've been an incredible person. So thank you for your presence, your time, your honesty, and everything. So yeah, I appreciate it, and yeah, we'll wrap the conversation there. But I have to ask you one final question, which I didn't brief you on. To be fair, I brief everyone, but I didn't. Brief
Surprise me.
Well, it is.
Is it brazy?
Kinda. Who do you nominate to come on the podcast and to sit across the table from me and have a similar conversation?
Ooh.
So it could be like a manager, an artist, a label owner, a festival founder, a host, whoever.
I nominate. Oh, the camera.
Yeah.
Aye. I'm gonna say someone mad, you know, just because I don't know why, but it just come to my head. I'm gonna nominate. Nah, I can't even say.
Come on.